There's no NCAA tournament this year, but that won't stop us from taking a trip down memory lane to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the conference champion and Sweet 16 University of Northern Iowa basketball team. On this edition of Panther Sports Talk, we bring you a story on the league's Player of the Year, Adam Koch. And we sit down with some of the star student athletes from that special team who were back on campus as they were inducted into the UNI Athletics Hall of Fame.